Becky Baker, teaching artist with Artists Creating Together, and welcome back to working on our recycled art floral wreath. So now we are on to the painting step. So for this you need your paints. You could use watercolor or tempera or acrylic or whatever paints you have at home. I'm going to use watercolors. And you need a little container with some water for rinsing your brush and loading it up with a little bit of water. And you also will need a paper towel, and you're ready to get started. So with the watercolor paints, it's important to wet those paints down so they're ready to go. So I've already done that, and I'm going to go ahead and start painting my flowers. And one thing to keep in mind while you're painting is that you really want to load up your brush with a lot of water and keep dipping it in the water and the paint, because that cardboard material, the egg carton, really soaks up a lot of liquid. So you're just going to want to keep getting more paint in on your brush and more water too to kind of help spread it around. Alright, so now we have our flowers and our leaves painted, and I mixed a few colors in mine just to give it a few different shades. You might want to try putting another color in the middle. That could look really cool. So you can experiment with it and make it look however you want. Alright, so now we are ready. We're going to set those aside to dry. And we're ready to work on coloring our floral wreath. So we're going to take, you could use your paint for this step, or you could use some drawing materials that you have at home, crayons, markers, anything you'd like to use to color it. I'm going to use some coloring materials. I have some paint sticks here, and some crayons, so I'll use those to color my wreath. And I'm just going to draw kind of around the edge to give it a little bit of color. And create some lines. I'm using a little bit of brown, combination of brown and a couple different shades of green to kind of give it that look of being maybe some branches or vines that are sort of twisted together to create a wreath. You could also use pastels. Those would look nice on the cardboard material. Really anything that you've got at home to kind of just give a little bit of color and texture to this wreath. And we're just doing some strokes, some lines to kind of make it look like sticks and branches. Sort of blending the colors together. Maybe I'll try some crayon on there too, adding a little bit of color here and there. Alright, so here's what we got. So we're going to glue our flowers and our leaves on top of this for our next step once those are completely dry. So now I have my dry flowers and leaves and your wreath that you created, and you're also going to need some Elmer's glue and a piece of yarn or string. So for this step we're going to arrange our flowers and leaves on the wreath however you would like to. You might choose to, depending on how many you made, put the flowers and the leaves all the way around, and that would be a great option. Or you might choose to group them all in one section with the leaves kind of coming out away from the flowers. So I think I'm going to do mine that way. So once you have it laid out how you would like, then you can take your Elmer's glue, and you're just going to put a little dot of glue right underneath the flower. You can be kind of generous with the glue. If there's any glue that sticks out, it will dry clear, so you don't need to worry about any glue kind of showing there. So I've got my flowers glued down, and now I'm going to put my leaves on and kind of tuck them in and around the flowers. And I think I would like to have my leaves sort of coming out away from them in opposite directions. And then once you've got those glued on, and you've allowed it to sit and dry, so we don't want those flowers and leaves falling off, then you're going to take a piece of string, and you're going to kind of decide where the top of the wreath is going to be, and you're going to just tie your string or loop your string around, then tie it in a knot. Maybe give it a little trim if it's too long. And it's ready to go. Here we have our finished piece, And thank you so much for joining me, and happy art making!